This smart dashboard controls everything inside and outside our van, including trail lights, compressor, Starlink, climate, door locks, house lights, and the last one, my absolute favorite, I'm saving to the end, so stick with me. Our van is a fully automated smart home, and we can control and access it from anywhere. Using your phone is great, but we needed a way to see the status of each system at a glance while driving. So I built a cab dashboard, and I'm going to give you a tour of everything we can control and monitor right from the driver's seat of our DIY smart van. And if you hang out to the end, I'm going to show you my very favorite feature. Plus, I'll show you how I like to mount tablets in a van. I showed you a few things our smart dashboard can control in the van, but we can also monitor just about every system, including the van itself. If you've been following along with Smarty Van, then you know we've been building on top of the open source home automation platform called Home Assistant. Here's the custom dashboard I built for our cab tablet. This page serves as an overview of everything I like to keep my eyes on and control while driving. Of course, we have time and weather. Then we see our current geolocation and time zone. This location information and the weather report are pulled from APIs based on our current GPS location. When we're moving, this info updates often. When we're parked, it only updates occasionally. Here we can see our current solar power yield, as well as alternator output. Our wake speed alternator regulator is controlled by Home Assistant, and if you want to disable alternator charging altogether, you simply tap this button. Otherwise, alternator charging is managed automatically. Above that, we see a calculated fuel range, which takes into account our larger aftermarket diesel fuel tank. The top section here gives us control of all of the exterior trail lights. We can turn them on or set them to strobe using our custom LED drivers. This button controls the onboard ARB air compressor. And a collection of gauges gives us a look into the vehicle fluids like diesel and DEF. Then there are levels for critical resources like house batteries, water, and gray. We can also empty the gray tank with this button. This little group of badges are like diagnostics for the system. They answer questions like, is the engine on? Is the vehicle in motion? What is the GPS travel speed? What is the heating system glycol temp? What is our internet ping speed? Our cellular signal level? The Starlink status? Who is in the van? And what is our battery voltage? This badge is also a button and allows us to turn on service mode. Service mode will keep the drawers locked and the lights off and things like that when the van is in the shop. This badge is also a switch, which allows us to control and observe the drawer locks. Then there's a GPS signal quality indicator. And finally, the Smarty Van YouTube subscriber count. If you haven't subscribed already, why not? It's free and it helps out the channel a lot. Next page is dedicated to vehicle data. I'm using a MePi YCAN OBD reader to bring in standard PID data into Home Assistant via MQTT. You can pull in a huge number of standard PIDs, and these gauges are the ones that matter most to me. Not only can we view this data, we can automate against things like diesel level, vehicle speed, and even odometer. If you want to pull vehicle data into Home Assistant, I made a whole video about using the YCAN OBD reader, and I'll link to that down below. Next is the HVAC page. These controls give us access to the AC and heat in the rear of the van, so we can cool things down or turn on the hot water before we arrive at camp. And of course, there's a subset of our lighting controls. Our lights are automated to turn off when we start driving and turn on when we arrive at camp, but if you need access to the manual controls, they're just a tap away. All right, are you ready for my favorite feature? Well, this page shows the pitch and the roll of the van, and it even calculates the number of blocks needed to make the van level. I made a whole video about how Tilty uses an IMU to determine the number of blocks needed under each wheel, and I'll link to that below. Man, this is so good. We used to arrive at camp and roll around a bottle of hot sauce to determine how level or unlevel we are, but now we just pull up, take a look at the dashboard, and get to work leveling. It's so simple and saves us a ton of time. I also found a super simple way to mount tablets in the van without having to use bulky cases. Check this out. I'm using a 1-inch ball mount VHB directly to the back of the tablet. Then you use 1-inch standard sockets and mounting hardware, and you can position the tablet however you like. Thanks to top-tier Smarty Van members for supporting the channel. You guys rock. If you want to support the channel directly, click the join button down below. And until next time, safe travels.